Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's editions of Friday's Finds. As you can see, I have some rotary cutters and rotary blades up here. I want to talk to you and give you a little bit of a tip. I know we don't usually do tips, but a little bit of a tip about your rotary cutters and stuff. So traditionally, rotary cutters have a nut on the back that we have to undo to change our blade, okay? And they have a washer, okay, on the back, and then everything comes apart like that. And you got to put it together in the right order and get everything back together. And people always put the nut or the washer on upside down or backwards, and it doesn't work that way, or they forget it altogether. Or sometimes people will put the spacer, which some of them have on the back side instead of on the front side, to hold up against the outside of the blade, and then you get a wobble to the blade. So it's very important that you put it back together in the same order. If you look at the nut, you'll see that there's an indent inside, okay? And it's important that that part goes down because it's going to go over, there's a square part on our screw that you see our washer is not actually circular. It's a rectangle. And so it's important that that rectangle fits down over with the scoop coming up. Don't put it with the scoop going down because it's going to come up and that spring and that keeps pressure on it. But the nut has to go down and push against that washer, okay? So it's important that that carved out area on the inside of the nut goes down. So once we get down there, then we just hold. Notice I'm doing this with my blade closed, okay? And I'm very carefully holding with my finger as I snug it up tight, okay? Now, because a lot of people have had troubles with that over the years, OLFA and many other companies, I'm sure, have worked with different ways to make it a little easier. Well, one of my favorite ways is what OLFA calls a quick change. So now, to change the blade on the back, I have this lever. And I pull it back, and I just lift up. I put my new blade on, I slide back down on top, and I push closed. And I now have my blade changed. Okay. In the quick change, we have a few different styles. So this is the Lexus of the quick change, okay? You'll notice that I have two levers on this for opening my blade, okay? Whereas with a standard one, or the splash, call it, it's the cheaper quick change, I have one lever to pull back and close, okay? Now if you look at the back, when I open up, I have a very small portion of my blade which is actually visible. That's the actual cutting area I'm going to be using. So when I go down, I am protected all along the top area, okay? When I take a traditional and open it up, I'm open all the way around. So I have to be careful I don't slip past and cut my finger. Anybody who's cut their finger will realize the blades are actually very sharp. And I get people come in after they've cut themselves and they go, you know, those blades are sharp. I'm like, yes, that's how they cut the fabric for us. Okay. Now, having said that, there's also different sizes and different designs of cutters. Okay, so this one here is one of the first ones. It's an ergonomic rotary cutter. It's got a squeeze handle, so you squeeze it and you can lock it so it stays open. You're holding it in a different angle. These you're pushing down, that you're pushing down this way. So it's using different muscles. A lot of people will keep both and they bounce back and forth so they don't tire their arm out when they're doing a lot of cutting. Okay. If you're doing a lot of straight cutting, you can get a 60mm version. These are 45mm version blades. 60mm version means you get a lot better long strokes. But the bigger the circle, the more area it's touching the fabric at any point in time. So it's really only good for straight cuts. And then that's where you get the smaller 28mm. That's so you can get in and do little curves and corners. And as you can see, we also have quick change versions available in the 60 and in the 28. We have the regular screw-on versions available in the 60 and the 28. And I know for sure we have the ergonomic squeeze handle in the 60. I think they're also in the 28. And if you're doing lots of really tiny work, there is an 18mm rotary cutter blade, or rotary cutter as well. And that allows you to really pivot because there's only a tiny little bit of the blade in, so you can go around really sharp corners without distorting the fabric or cutting into your mat at an angle. Then with your blades, Olfa has the new endurance blades. Okay, they are a lot more expensive, but they last more than twice as long. They also cut a lot smoother and a lot easier, so less pressure is needed to make the same cut. Okay, they have those in the 60 millimeter as well as the 45 millimeter. But watch when you're buying a new cutter. So for example, this one here, okay, comes with the endurance blade on it, whereas this one here is coming with the regular standard blade on it. So sometimes you're getting an endurance blade, sometimes you're not. So you got to pay attention to which ones are on. So jump over to our website or come on into the store and look at what's available. Olfa rotary blades and cutters in many different sizes. Have a great week.